I think we might be underestimating just how good the Oklahoma City Thunder could be this season. First off, they got two huge additions, Isaiah Hartenstein and Alex Caruso. Let's start with Hartenstein. Isaiah Hartenstein was a standout for the New York Knicks last season, and he's about to make an even bigger splash with the Oklahoma City Thunder, signing a massive 3-year, $87 million deal. Hartenstein's move to OKC was a crucial part of their offseason. The Thunder were already a force in the Western Conference, finishing last season with 57 wins and securing the number 1 seed. Now, with Hartenstein joining their ranks, they're poised to take it to another level. At just 26 years old, Hartenstein is entering his prime, and what a season he had with the Knicks. He was a versatile force on both ends of the floor, and that's exactly what makes him such a perfect fit for the Thunder. His ability to adapt to different lineups is a huge plus, and pairing him with Chet Holmgren in the front court has fans buzzing. OKC hasn't had this kind of excitement in years. One of the most impressive things about Hartenstein is how he's evolved into a top-notch passer out of the post. His chemistry with Jalen Brunson in New York helped him grow into a highly efficient screen setter, which will be a huge asset for OKC. But what I'm really excited about is his defense. Hartenstein was a nightmare for opponents last season, swatting shots left and right and making it tough for anyone to score in the paint. He allowed only 53.1% of field goals at the rim, proving that he's one of the toughest centers to score on in the entire league. And that's exactly what the Thunder need. Their defense was already solid, but adding a shot blocker might push them toward having the best defense in the league next season. Can you imagine an OKC team with both Chet and Hartenstein locking down the paint? That's going to be a huge headache for anyone trying to drive to the basket. Offensively, Hartenstein will bring so much energy to the team. He's not just a passer and screen setter. He's also got a knack for making plays at crucial moments. The Thunder can run different sets with him, and his ability to switch between roles will allow the team to experiment with all sorts of lineups. That kind of flexibility is something teams dream of, and Hartenstein's presence is going to unlock a lot of potential for this already stacked squad. The Thunder are already one of the youngest, most exciting teams in the league, and Hartenstein fits perfectly into their long-term plans. OKC is building something special, and it's not just about winning games. It's about winning championships. Hartenstein's addition takes them one step closer to that goal. This could be the start of a dynasty in Oklahoma City, and Hartenstein is going to be a big part of that. I'm telling you, this guy is going to have a massive impact on both ends of the floor. The Thunder were smart to snatch him up, and I can't wait to see how he thrives in this new system. It's going to be fun watching OKC dominate, and with Hartenstein anchoring the defense, they're going to be a team nobody wants to face. And it isn't only him they added. They also added Alex Caruso from the Bulls. Alex Caruso had an incredible season for the Chicago Bulls last year, and now he's set to make a huge impact with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Caruso has proven time and time again that he's one of the league's elite defenders, and last season was no different. He was the only player in the entire NBA to post at least 120 steals and 70 blocks, both career highs for him. His versatility on both ends of the floor makes him a valuable asset, and Thunder fans should be excited to see what he brings to OKC next season. What's even more impressive is that Caruso achieved some rare milestones last season. He was the only player in the league with at least 130 made three-pointers, 100 steals, and 60 blocks. That's insane. The last time anyone pulled that off was Robert Covington in 2021. Caruso's ability to impact the game on both ends of the court is exactly why the Thunder went after him in the offseason. This guy is not just a defender. He can hit from deep and make big plays when it matters. The Thunder made a big move trading for Caruso, and honestly, it's a huge upgrade over Josh Giddey. While Giddey had his moments in Oklahoma City, it was clear that he wasn't the perfect fit alongside Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren. The Thunder are building a powerhouse, and Caruso's experience and defensive tenacity make him a perfect piece of the puzzle. He's already won a championship with the Lakers, and he knows what it takes to get to the top. Defensively, Caruso is on another level. He's right up there with Drew Holiday as one of the best defensive guards in the league. That's not an exaggeration either. He's earned all defensive honors the last 2 seasons, even though the Bulls weren't exactly known for their defense. Imagine what he'll do on a Thunder team that already ranked 4th in defensive rating last season. Adding Caruso to a roster filled with two-way threats is going to make OKC's defense even scarier. Caruso's veteran leadership is going to be huge for the Thunder too. This team is young and hungry, but having a guy like Caruso in the locker room will help them take that next step toward title contention. He knows what it's like to grind through the playoffs and win at the highest level. That championship experience is priceless for a young team looking to make a deep run. Offensively, Caruso isn't just a defensive specialist. He's become a well-rounded combo guard who can knock down threes, set up his teammates, and make big plays in transition. His ability to stretch the floor will give the Thunder even more flexibility in their lineups. And that's going to be a nightmare for opposing defenses. All in all, Caruso is exactly what the Thunder needed. He brings toughness, defensive grit, and championship pedigree to a team that's already on the rise. Oklahoma City is building something special, and Caruso is going to be a key part of their journey to the top. But it isn't just the two guys they add. The Thunder are already stacked, and you have to start off with SGA. SGA is coming off an incredible season. He dominated on both ends of the court, proving himself as one of the league's best. Offensively, he controls the pace like no other player. He can slow things down, then speed them up, confusing defenders with his stop-and-go style. And SGA's moves? Man, he's got everything. Crossovers, Eurosteps, spins, you name it, he'll hit you with it. His ability to read the defense and mix up his attack makes him nearly impossible to stop. Let's not forget his defense either. SGA isn't just an offensive machine. He's a relentless defender, leading the league in steals. He's constantly disrupting passing lanes, throwing off opponents, and making them look silly. With his 6'6" frame and quick hands, SGA can lock down some of the best players in the game. He's got the size and the hustle to guard anyone, even in the post. It's no wonder OKC jumped from a team below 500 to one of the top 4 teams in the league. SGA's game was full of jaw-dropping moments last season. One of the most memorable, that insane 40-point performance against the Chicago Bulls in November. He didn't just score though, he stuffed the stat sheet with 12 assists, 5 rebounds, and 3 blocks. And he did all that with Alex Caruso, one of the league's top defenders, glued to him all game. SGA straight up cooked him. His bag is so deep it's ridiculous. SGA's game winner against the Knicks? Clutch. Watching SGA create space and finish at the rim is like watching a masterclass in basketball IQ. He's also a driving machine. For the 4th straight season, SGA led the league in drives per game, attacking the basket 23.6 times per contest. And he doesn't just drive, he converts at an insane rate, shooting nearly 58% on drives. He keeps defenders on their heels, and if they're even slightly out of position, it's over. SGA's ability to draw defenders also opens things up for his teammates. He might not throw flashy passes, but he doesn't need to. His simple, smart passes are just as effective. Over half of his assists last season came on three-pointers, thanks to the Thunder leading the league in shooting from beyond the arc. It's a perfect match. SGA breaks down the defense, and his teammates knock down the open shots. With all that in mind, I truly believe SGA is just getting started. He's already an MVP candidate, and this season, he's going to be even better. He's more confident, his skills are sharper, and OKC is only going to get stronger around him. Keep an eye on him, because SGA is about to take over. And besides him, you have year 2 Chet Holmgren now, coming off that Lisfranc fracture that kept him out all of 2022-23. There were so many questions. Could he stay healthy? Could his wiry frame handle the NBA's physicality? Well, Chet answered all those questions in a huge way. He played all 82 games and averaged 16.5 points, 7.9 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and 2.3 blocks per game. His shooting splits? Insane. Chet shot 53% from the floor, 37% from 3, and 79% from the free throw line. That's pretty unheard of for a big man, especially in his first year. On defense, Chet was a monster. He completely transformed Oklahoma City's defense, making them a top 5 unit. His rim protection was unreal, blocking shots left and right. And what really makes him special is his versatility. Chet can guard the perimeter, stay in front of quicker guys, and use his length to recover. He doesn't just sit in the paint and block shots, he can guard almost anyone on the floor. That's rare for a 7-footer. Offensively, Chet's game is just as impressive. He can score at every level, from dunking at the rim, hitting mid-range shots, to even knocking down threes. He shot an insane 73% at the rim and almost 50% from mid-range. And don't sleep on his three-point shot. Chet hit 37% from beyond the arc last season. For a 7-footer to be that efficient shooting from deep, that's crazy. He was lethal as a pick-and-roll partner, a spot-up shooter, and even in transition. His ability to finish plays was a game changer for the Thunder. Chet was also great as a cutter, in isolation, and grabbing putbacks. There's really nothing he couldn't do on offense. One thing I'm excited to see Chet improve on next season is becoming more aggressive. Sometimes he'd get the ball and immediately look to pass instead of taking the shot himself. That's a great trait for a big man. But Chet's one of the top 3 players on this team. He needs to take on a bigger offensive load. If he can tap into his scoring potential even more consistently, the Thunder's offense will be even scarier next season. And let's be real, Chet passed his rookie season with flying colors. There's no real knock on his game. He's already one of the most versatile big men in the league, and he's only going to get better. If Chet becomes a more assertive shooter and continues to grow on both ends of the floor, he's going to be a force next season. This is a guy who can lead the Thunder to serious success. And then after him, how can you not talk about Jalen Williams? Jalen Williams was incredible, and he's only getting better. After showing flashes as a rookie, Williams absolutely leveled up in his second year. He became stronger, more physical, and even more versatile. His offensive game exploded, and his defense helped Oklahoma City become a top 5 defensive team. One of the biggest improvements in Jalen's game was his ability to finish at the rim. This guy was fearless. He put his body on defenders, knocked them off balance, and converted 70% of his shots at the rim. That's wild, and it didn't stop there. He shot 49% from mid-range, 50% on corner threes, and 42% on non-corner triples. Talk about a complete scorer. When the game was on the line, Jalen was clutch. His fourth quarter performances were legendary. Time after time, he took over late in games and became the closer for the Thunder. It's no coincidence they won 57 games last season. Jalen's late game heroics were a huge part of that. His ability to hit those tough shots in crunch time made him one of the best players in the league when it mattered most. Last season, Jalen averaged 19.1 points, 4.5 assists, and his efficiency, ridiculous. He scored 1.212 points per possession in transition and ranked in the 83rd percentile as a pick and roll ball handler. Whether he was finishing in transition or running the pick and roll, Jalen was a constant energy boost for Oklahoma City. He was always pumping up the crowd and bringing the intensity. Defensively, Jalen was just as impressive. He locked down the pick and roll, allowing just 0.7 points per possession. In isolation, he gave up only 0.8 points per possession, and in the post, it was 0.9. His ability to defend multiple positions and disrupt the opposition's offense was a big reason the Thunder's defense was so tough to crack. Now, Jalen's season didn't end the way he wanted, with a tough second-round exit in the playoffs. But let's not forget how amazing his sophomore season was. For a second-year player, the expectations were sky high, and he delivered. The Thunder asked a lot from him, and he checked all the boxes. Heading into his third season, Jalen's going to be even better. One area he can improve on, tapping into his point guard roots. He's already shown flashes of being a great playmaker, but now it's time for him to take that to the next level. With more touches and scoring gravity, he'll have more opportunities to set up his teammates, especially in the pick and roll with Chet Holmgren. The chemistry those two developed last season was fun to watch, and it's only going to grow. If Jalen can make more advanced reads and whip those passes to the corner, he'll elevate his game even further. That'll take Oklahoma City's already top 5 offense to new heights. I can't wait to see Jalen Williams dominate this upcoming season. He's already a star, and the best part is, he's just getting started. And then other than all those guys, the last guy who will probably start for the Thunder, Lou Dort. Dort's defense was elite, and he really solidified himself as one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. I mean, just look at his playoff performances. He was locking down guys like Brandon Ingram and Luka Doncic, which is no easy task. Offensively, Dort had his best shooting season yet. His game became more composed, and you could see it in his shot selection. He wasn't forcing bad looks or driving recklessly to the rim as much. Instead, he was focused on taking higher quality shots, which made a huge difference. He averaged 10.9 points per game while shooting 43% from the field and 39% from three. That's a massive improvement for him, especially when you add in his 82% free throw shooting. He's really becoming more well-rounded on offense, and it's exciting to see. Dort's impact on both ends of the floor helped Oklahoma City finish with a top 5 defense last season. That's a pretty big deal, and a lot of it can be traced back to his work on the perimeter. His defensive intensity and ability to disrupt opposing stars were key to the team's success. He averaged 1.5 steals plus blocks per game, showing that he's not just stopping his man, he's creating chaos. all over the court. There's still room for Dort to get even better though. One area he needs to improve on is finishing at the rim. Even though he had a career year, he only converted 57% of his shots at the basket. With his strength and athleticism, I know he can boost that number. If he can finish through contact more consistently, Dort is going to be an even bigger threat offensively. Defensively, Dort is already top tier, but there's always room to sharpen up. One adjustment he could make is being more selective about when to jump a screen to draw an offensive foul. Sometimes he'll go for it and get caught out of the play if the whistle doesn't blow. If he can get even better at reading those situations, he'll be an even more dangerous defender. Overall, Dort's game is trending in the right direction. He's cut out those wild drives to the rim and started focusing on more efficient scoring, which has helped him take his offense to the next level. And defensively, he's already a lockdown guy who makes life miserable for the best players in the league. With a little more improvement in his finishing and decision-making, Dort's going to have an even bigger impact on the Thunder this season. But even besides the starters, the bench for the Thunder is really good too. Cason Wallace had an incredible rookie season, and I'm telling you, he's only going to get better from here. The Oklahoma City Thunder traded up to get him in the 2023 NBA draft, and at first, some people didn't get why they'd pick another guard. But once Summer League hit, it was clear they made the right choice. Wallace is a game changer, especially on the defensive end. He plays like a safety in football, jumping passing lanes, sparking transition plays, and knocking down triples. That kind of energy was exactly what the Thunder needed. Wallace brought it every game, logging action in all 82 games of the season. That's right, he didn't miss a single one. His intensity off the bench was a huge factor in helping the Thunder reach an impressive 57 wins. For a rookie, that's pretty insane. And let's talk about his shooting. He hit 42% from beyond the arc. That's some elite shooting, especially for a guy who was also locking it down on the defensive end. His pick and roll defense ranked in the 88th percentile in the league, which is crazy good for someone in their first season. There really wasn't much to criticize about Wallace's game. For a rookie, he was nearly flawless. He exceeded expectations and became a key part of the Thunder's rotation. But here's the thing, Wallace has even more room to grow, which is super exciting. While he was amazing in that 3-and-D off-ball role, there's still so much more to his game that he hasn't tapped into yet. He didn't get to show off his full potential as a creator, both for himself and for his teammates. He played such a crucial role in their success last season that they couldn't afford to experiment with his skill set as much. That's a good problem to have when you're winning, but now that they've had a taste of success, it's time for Wallace to evolve his game. This summer is going to be huge for him. Wallace has a chance to refine his skills with the ball in his hands, learning how to attack closeouts, make plays for others, and become an even more dynamic offensive player. He's already got the shooting and the defense, so if he can start creating more on the offensive end, he's going to be a monster. I'm telling you, Cason Wallace is on the verge of taking that next big leap. The Thunder have something special in him, and I can't wait to see how he evolves. This upcoming season is going to be so much fun to watch as Wallace continues to polish his game and become an even bigger weapon for Oklahoma City. Keep an eye on him. He's just getting started. But after him, one player I really enjoy watching, Isaiah Joe. Coming into the 2023-24 campaign, Joe had a lot to prove, but he absolutely delivered as the go-to sharpshooter off the bench for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He shot a blistering 41% from beyond the arc, which is ridiculous. That kind of accuracy from deep makes him one of the best weapons off the Thunder's bench, and they used him in all kinds of lineups to keep the pressure on opposing defenses. Joe wasn't just a catch-and-shoot guy either. He ranked in the 93rd percentile as a spot-up scorer in the NBA and in the 92nd percentile when coming off screens. That's elite stuff. He hit an incredible 44% of his catch-and-shoot looks, which means defenders couldn't give him any space on the perimeter. And when he turned the corner and attacked the basket, he finished at a crazy 72% at the rim. That's impressive for a guy known mostly for his shooting. But what really stood out to me last season was his improvement on the defensive end. Joe maximized his 6'4" frame and became a pest on defense. He stuck to his matchups like glue, making life tough for opponents. When he funneled the action to a high-end defender, it was a wrap for whoever he was guarding. It's not often you see a player excel on both ends of the floor like that, especially coming off the bench. There really wasn't much more Joe could have done in his role last season. He only had 1 month where he shot below 38% from beyond the arc, and that's excluding a small 4-game stretch in October. For a role player, that's an incredible level of consistency, and I think it's fair to say he surpassed all expectations. Now, As good as Joe was, he's not done improving. He mentioned in his exit interview that he's still working on his shot, which is crazy considering how well he already shoots. But what he's really focusing on this offseason is his body and durability. He's looking to become an even more reliable player and continue helping the team with his shooting, especially as a gravity shooter who can stretch the floor and create space for others. He's also working on polishing his game when attacking closeouts and improving his playmaking when coming off screens. If he can take that next step and add more playmaking to his arsenal, he's going to be unstoppable. Next season, we already know he's got the shooting, but if he can start making plays for others or creating more for himself off the dribble, the Thunder are going to have a real gem on their hands. Isaiah Joe's growth has been so much fun to watch, and I can't wait to see what he brings next season. He's already an elite shooter and improving defender, but with his work ethic and commitment to getting better. But if we're talking about the bench, we can't forget about Aaron Wiggins. Wiggins emerged as the ultimate glue guy for the Oklahoma City Thunder, stepping up whenever called upon. Regardless of how many minutes he played, every time he hit the court, he brought that spark that ignites the team. Wiggins definitely earned a spot on the All-Juice team. His motor was off the charts. He played with relentless intensity on both ends of the floor. This guy is a 3-level scorer and could fill any role needed. He even developed into an improved creation threat while playing off the catch, making him a valuable asset to the Thunder. In terms of stats, he averaged nearly 7 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist per game, while shooting an impressive 56% from the field. He also nailed 49% from beyond the arc, along with 79% at the charity stripe. That's right, folks. He shot 68% at the rim, 42% in the mid-range, and 52% on non-corner triples. That's some serious shooting. Wiggins thrived as a spot-up scorer, ranking in the 88th percentile. He excelled as a cutter, coming off handoffs, and worked well in the pick and roll. And defensively, he was really good. The 2021 second-round pick ranked in the 63rd percentile for overall defense. He was tough to score against in isolation, giving up only 0.7 points per possession. Opponents only had a 35% success rate when trying to finish at the rim against him. Talk about defensive prowess. Wiggins played his role exceptionally well during the 2023-2024 season, and many fans, including me, are clamoring for him to get a larger role. As much as I love what Wiggins accomplished last season, there's always room for improvement. One area that could elevate his game to the next level is his corner shooting. He shot just 38% on corner triple, which, while a career high, only placed him in the 44th percentile for his position. If he can become that ultimate knockdown shooter from the corners, watch out. It'll take his game to new heights. Given his clean shooting release and success from beyond the arc, I really believe he can continue to grow in this area. Imagine Wiggins lighting it up from the corners while still being a defensive stalwart. That kind of versatility would make him an invaluable asset to the Thunder's lineup. And after him, we gotta talk about the other Jalen Williams, or as some people call him, Duke Dennis. Jalen Williams had an impressive season last year, and I'm super pumped to see what he brings to the table this upcoming year. Despite facing a bit of a challenge with his minutes, he still managed to shine when called upon. Williams logged a career-low 14 minutes per game over 69 games. But don't let that fool you. He was productive, averaging 4.7 points, 3 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and almost 1 stock per game, while shooting an impressive 46% from the field. What really stands out is his shooting. He knocked down 39% from beyond the arc and hit 50% at the free throw line. When it came to finishing at the rim, he was a beast, shooting 69%. He was also solid on corner three-point, hitting 48% of those shots. Talk about a versatile player. Williams proved he can play multiple positions, whether it's as a small ball 5 or at the power forward spot, making him a valuable asset in today's NBA. Now, it's worth mentioning that the decline in minutes was a bit puzzling, especially during the playoff series against the Dallas Mavericks. The Thunder could have definitely used his physicality to match up against the Mavericks. There was a key moment when he tangled with PJ Washington that led to a crucial Game 4 win in Dallas. Those moments show just how impactful he can be when he's on the court. Despite the ups and downs, Williams played his role to the best of his ability, and one of the highlights of his season was getting his jersey retired by TCU. That's a massive accomplishment and a testament to his hard work and dedication. Considering he missed training camp and preseason due to a back injury, it's impressive how quickly he got back into the swing of things once he returned. Now, looking ahead, I can't wait to see how he improves in his 6th NBA season. There's not much for him to build on, because he's already a solid player, but I think a couple of areas can elevate his game. One improvement could be his free throw shooting. While he doesn't get to the line often, if he can bump those percentages up, it would definitely help. Another area that would be huge is his corner three-point shooting. If he can become a reliable knockdown shooter from the corners, it would keep defenses on their toes. Imagine him stretching the floor even more while also being able to score in the paint. That would make him even more impactful offensively and keep him as a key role player for the Thunder. Williams has already shown he can contribute in multiple ways, and with a little fine-tuning, he could really take his game to the next level. I'm super excited to see how he develops this season. The energy he brings and the skills he possesses have me looking forward to the upcoming games. Really though, overall, the Oklahoma City Thunder are shaping up to be an absolute powerhouse by 2025. With a core that features SGA, Jalen Williams, Chet, and Dort, they're building something special. The addition of Hartenstein and Alex Caruso only makes them more formidable. I mean, talk about a roster that can make some serious noise. SGA has been the heart and soul of this team. His ability to score, facilitate, and create plays is just next level. He's already one of the best guards in the league, and by 2025, he'll be in his prime. Imagine him with even more experience and a deeper understanding of the game. Opponents will have a tough time stopping him. He can get to the rim, knock down threes, and make clutch plays when it counts. But Jalen Williams, this guy's a rising star. His versatility and scoring ability add so much to the team. He can shoot, drive, and finish at the rim. I can see him becoming a key player for the Thunder as he continues to develop. His chemistry with SGA will only improve, making them a dynamic duo that defenders won't know how to handle. Now, let's not forget about Chet though. This dude is a game changer. Standing tall with skills that rival some of the best big men in the league, he can shoot, pass, and defend like a pro. His shot blocking ability will be crucial on the defensive end. By 2025, Chet will have a solid grasp of the NBA game and become a focal point for the Thunder. Dort is also a key player to highlight. His defensive prowess is undeniable. He can lock down the opposing team's best scorer and make life difficult for them. On top of that, he's become a reliable scorer. As he continues to improve his offensive game, the Thunder will have yet another weapon in their arsenal. Now, this team has taken a giant leap forward. Hartenstein brings depth to the center position. He's a versatile big man who can score and defend, providing crucial minutes off the bench. His ability to space the floor will complement Chet and SGA perfectly. And then there's Alex Caruso. This guy is a proven winner. His defensive skills and playmaking ability will elevate the Thunder's game to another level. Caruso's experience in high-pressure situations will be invaluable for the young guys. Just think about the defensive lineup they can roll out with Caruso and Dort. It'll be a nightmare for opposing teams. When you put all of this talent together, it's easy to see why I'm excited about their championship potential. They have the right mix of scoring, defense, and playmaking. With the right coaching and a little luck, this Thunder team can absolutely compete for a title in 2025. The energy, the youth, and the talent are all there. I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. The Thunder are on the rise, and it's going to be an electrifying journey to watch. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. I'll be pushing out NBA content every day during the season.